Every day we are reminded that the human race is one that is dynamic, with each one of us walking a unique path.
Indeed, we definitely have similar in many ways, yet distinct, showing that we must all find our unique paths, and in an honor, definitely an honor, to be a part of your journey every single weekday.
Absolutely. It's another excellent morning on your premium breakfast TV show, Wake Up Nigeria. And of course, we come bearing an infectious great energy, the right content, and all the content that's tailored to put you on the right path this morning and always.
Wednesdays have definitely never been better. Thank you for joining us for another morning session for the gang, or from the gang. And it's definitely all women today.
Right, it's been a while since we, kicked the guys out. Say, get out, guys. You go away. Let the women, take charge for, just a few times, right? After all, they say we run the world, right? Who run the world?
Yeah, we definitely do. And Tizzy is definitely standing by somewhere around, so definitely we'll be dragging her in very soon.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, we don't want you to change the dial. We have so much coming right, in the next hour. So please stay with us. My name is Ime Okocha.
And I am Winfrey Agbeleshe. You definitely know you can catch us or catch the show live on GOTV. You definitely will find us on channel 16 and on UHF channel 49.
Yes, you could also watch us on Facebook at TVC Connects. Remember, it is TVC Connect, and you could also download our app, guys. We are available on both the Android and iOS stores.
And this, of course, allows you to take us wherever you go, everywhere. So now let's tell you what we have lined up for today.
Yes, first off, we have relationship, and we will be discussing communication styles, must-haves for everyone, with Nene Ben Ekechuwu. And of course, she's a certified life practitioner and integrated life coach. Be teaching us later on how to make a natural vapor rub on DIY.
And right after that, we have a musical performance from Monebi Faith, known professionally as Lady Echo. She definitely is an unsung singer, songwriter, and rapper with over a decade of musical experience. She definitely looks forward to being here and increases in popularity. So make sure you stick around for that one.
Yeah, finally joining us on the couch for a chat, we have two filmmakers. Tunde Lawal is an art director with a work experience spanning over 10 years. And of course, also joining him is Nwachiri Uchechukwu. She's also a production designer, art director, storyboard artist who has transitioned into filmmaking upon completion of studying architecture. Well, we'll get to know more about these two talents later on the show. All righty.
You look nice this morning.
Thank
I like
you.
your dress.
Same. I love the neon top, giving neon brightness vibes.
Thank you. Yeah, we're here to be light, so it's fine. Okay, so I saw this post on social media, right? It's all about social media these days. And I think it's necessary to talk about it because in the era of Jackpa, we have a lot of people sending things in and out. I literally remember some friends literally saying, oh yeah, and when someone I knew was traveling, oh, help me move this and everything. So the lady literally received 2 big bags of crayfish, right, to travel, because she was actually traveling to actually help deliver somewhere. And something she said just told her, sister, just check this crayfish, right, after people left. And then she opens the bag. One, funny enough, the first one she opened was normal crayfish inside. Everything was full and everything. Normally, if it was me, I'm sure I'd be like, it's crayfish now. She actually just opened the second one and realized that there was a pile of white stuff in that. So they actually wrapped it in crayfish. I'm telling you. So there was like the big bag of it, and then they now used crayfish to pad it. Yeah, so they put a nylon, put gum, and they stuck crayfish on it. And I'm telling you, and it was really terrible.
You know, it's actually funny because I have a friend who's almost suffered the same ordeal. So funny enough, his was even interstate. Yeah. He was traveling, I think, from Delta to another part of Nigeria, and then they gave him something to, okay, someone dropped a bag for him to help him watch at the airport, and in less than few minutes, I think they noticed something was going on with the guy. Next thing,
they came around.
The guys came around, the airport people, and they were like, oh, now, the next thing, they summoned him. They were already asking him questions, and he's like, what's going on?
Wow, it's crazy.
So apparently there were drugs in the other bag.
Yeah.
So one needs to be really, really, really careful,
Exactly.
especially when
anybody at the airport telling you watch this bag, please tell them.
Thank you very
have your
much.
bag.
Exactly.
To watch.
Carry your bag by
Not this time,
yourself.
I'm telling you, definitely. So thank you for staying with us. My name is Winfrey Aguilesha, and it's time for the news. Governor Nyesom Wike has declared today, 3rd of May 2023, a public holiday to enable the people give the presidential elect Bola Tinubu a rousing welcome during his 2 days official visit to Rivers State. On Wednesday, the president-elect, during his scheduled inauguration, during him inaugurating the Rumotukwa flyover, and on Thursday, he will inaugurate the ultra-modern Magistrates Court complex, both in Port Harcourt. Governor Wike, in a state broadcast, said this will be Bola Tinubu's first official visit to any state since he emerged as the president-elect of Nigeria. According to him, the president-elect will join the long list of distinguished Nigerians the state had hosted to flag off and inaugurate projects.
The president-elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will be paying a 2-day official visit to Rivers State from tomorrow, Wednesday, 3rd to 4th of May, 2023, to commission the Rumola-Rumukuta flyover and the ultramodern Magistrates Court complex, Port Harcourt, respectively. The proposed visit to Rivers State is Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu's first official visit to any state since he emerged as the president-elect of this great country. Furthermore, by this visit, the president-elect will join the long list of distinguished Nigerians who we have hosted to either flag off or commission landmark projects in Rivers State. I hereby declare Wednesday, 3rd of May, 2023, a public holiday to enable the people of Rivers State to receive our president-elect rousingly.
And outside Nigeria, the United Nations says more than 100 people have fled Sudan since heavy fighting broke out between rival forces on 15th of April. Officials warned of a full-blown catastrophe if fighting does not end. A further 334,000 people have been displaced within Sudan. Fighting is continuing in the capital, Khartoum, between the army and the paramilitary rapid support forces, despite a ceasefire to be in force. Diplomatic efforts are being stepped up to try and get the warring parties to the negotiating table. On Tuesday, South Sudan Foreign Ministry said the army and RSF had agreed in principle to a new 7-day truce from 4th May and had promised to send representatives to talks. Its statement came a day after the UN Special Envoy to Sudan, Volker Perthes, told reporters that the two sides had agreed to negotiate a stable and reliable ceasefire. Many more to come right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Do stay tuned.
Welcome back, people. Yes, now that you've got your fitness on, let us intimate you on what's been making the rounds on social media. As you know, we like aproko on this show.
Speak for yourself, sister.
Just kidding, just kidding. Welcome,
Aproko queen.
CT.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's nice of you to finally join us.
Everyone looking bright and beautiful this morning.
Yeah.
Especially with regards our hair.
Titi, let the hair go.
I love these are bangs.
Yeah,
right?
the fringe, right?
Fringe bangs.
Love it.
So cute, lovely. Yeah. And
Yes,
then your
is.
mommy water look is working too.
Yeah. Let it go. Talking about hair, something interesting happened over.
Oh, that's what you were
Yeah,
saying.
the
Exactly.
weekend, right? And so there's this Nigerian hair vendor who did a sales, like a sales wig fair in Ghana. And then next thing, we found out that there were people who came in to interrupt the fair. And these people were Ghanaians, right? And this just sort of spooked our attention, well, my attention, because I'm like, okay, what's the, situation here? And then it turned out they were actually upset because she was actually selling her wigs at a cheaper price.
Okay.
And that was, making turning all the other customers who were patronizing the other hair vendors,
Yeah.
you know, yeah. So they were, so it was, they were coming her way because, I mean, who doesn't want cheap hair?
Well,
Whether it is synthetic, some synthetic hair really look good, right?
Very true.
So whether it is synthetic, whether it is human hair, whether it is human hair blend, we all want good hair at a very affordable price. So if I see someone that's selling, I will run to her.
Okay. Well, I think it's not even just about it being cheap hair. I think, you know, sometimes there's some flair about Nigerians and how they do things. We have this major selling ability. We know how to sell market. Even if it's to dance and be shaking the hair, like we know how to do. We really swallow our pride in that. We know. But first of all, I like to respect myself when I'm in another man's land. She probably had to, you know, at least speak to some people or, you know, rub some palms, you know, settle things first. I feel like there were just some conversations she hadn't had with the people in that industry, in that space. Invite some of them now, partner with them, bring Ghanaians on board the fair.
No, so there were actually, it wasn't just hers. There were other, no, it wasn't just hers. There were other Ghanaians as well, right? So they complained that they couldn't afford to sell at the same rates or the same price at which she was selling hers because they have other, you know, taxes.
Of course.
Then also many of their hairs were imported. You know, many of the importations, duties and all of that. Of course, it would incur a lot of, you know, monies that would be added to every single hair that is being sold. So they couldn't afford to sell at the rate at which she was selling. But baby girl found a strategy and decided, you know what, this fair, I'm going to sell out.
So I'm going to say this, right? This actually takes me back to your fair. So the fair you were...
The internet, trade fair.
Back, the trade fair. It had people from different countries, right? From Ghana, from anywhere. And the truth is, we also had Nigerians selling there as well, selling similar products that you wear. What is the strategy for a fair? Go there and do everything possible that you can do to make the most out of it. And I think, to be very honest, that is what capitalism is all about, right? So you as a business owner, you have the leverage and the right to literally set your price at whatever. Do you understand? You never know. It might be cheap for her. Maybe she's even undergoing some losses just to put her brand out there.
Exactly.
I don't think it's enough. As much as I understand you when you're going to another man's fair and do the right things and all of that, but I don't think it's enough reason for statements like, oh, go back to your country. I think that's
because that's giving some xenophobia vibes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what a few, some Nigerians have, you know, experienced in the past, especially in countries like South Africa, right? So it's not fair. Okay, now, like you mentioned about the fair, I remember that even at some point, I did my own feasibility study because I was the only Nigerian, I wasn't the only Nigerian that was selling Ankara wares, but I had to find a way to make I had to compromise on my prices.
Exactly.
Because I needed to sell. And the other Ghanaians that they also needed to make their monies, they were not, I did after feasibility study, I said, you know what, I'm going to reduce my price so that I can make some monies.
So you know what, it's not just with trade fairs that this kind of thing happens. Even if you're going to go for like a beauty pageant or you want to do an awards show. Case in point, there was an awards that happened in Rwanda recently. My husband was the MC. I know that the government there, they sent people to ask, which award are you people doing like this in our country? They will ask questions. You need to, that study you talked about, it involves knowing who exactly
feasibility study.
Yes, you need to actually connect with people because these guys really went far. I looked at pictures. They had placards.
Right.
They went to print placards. They had money to print placard. That means it was planned.
Yes.
Yeah, it looked premeditated.
So that's why I asked, was the fair her own? Was she the one that organized
from reports, it said that she organized the fair, because I have a report right in front of me here. Let me just quickly open it up. And so it said a Ghana Week Fair organized by a Nigerian hair vendor in Accra. So she organized the fair.
You know what? Well, first of all, go and pray. That's one. Two, I think there are some things we probably don't know. There was an allegation, well, I'm going to say the word allegation.
Okay.
Indication that the hair she was selling wasn't as good quality.
That was just from
Even
one customer.
One customer.
One customer.
But even if the price, I even thought it was the other way around when I heard the story initially. I thought it was cheap hair at expensive price. So now they are saying cheap price, even if the hair is not low, it's cheap.
Are you
it's
sure
cheap.
it's cheap? Well,
Synthetic hair is
quality.
cheap, right?
cheap.
So it's only a problem if those synthetic hairs were overpriced.
Okay.
But in
Exactly,
this
that's when I think
situation, they were cheap.
Meaning-
So, and then there's a TikToker who actually tweeted about this, and then she was making reference to the synthetic hair being expensive. And I'm like, now let's look at expensive, affordable is relative. We understand that. To some people, these hairs might be very expensive, but to some people, it could be very affordable. So for even these protesters, these Ghanaian protesters who came forward to this lady and who tried to disrupt the whole whatever, I mean, for them to come to say, oh, okay, this is cheap, you're selling your hair at a cheap price.
Yeah. I need to also
It
touch
goes to
on
show
one
that
thing
it's
why
cheap.
they might also be upset. A lot of these vendors in Ghana import from Nigeria, and when they get to the border, you know how things get when you get to the border. They probably had to also grease a lot of palms and pay a lot of excise duties.
But
and
that
all
is not her problem.
Thank you.
That's honestly what people that actually sell, they
Winfrey,
travel to another
can
country
I hug
to
you right
sell.
now?
No, seriously.
Not your problem.
I mean,
I'm
it's
trying to
not
play
her
devil's
problem.
advocate.
No, it's the truth.
It's
as,
not.
as an entrepreneur, you have to think of the best possible way
To make money.
Out
That
of the
is
product.
the end
Do you understand?
goal here.
So to be honest,
Well.
it's not an issue. And leave our country, that is a lot.
I
That is
mean,
really
it comes from a
a
place
lot.
of faith.
Let's hear
Yeah,
what you
actually.
have to say, please.
And
use
it can
our
be
hashtag
actionable. So yeah,
Wakeupnigeria on
take it to court.
Take care with your comments, and we'll see how we can respond to them later on. Hello and welcome back. Now let's take a look at what's happening on the covers of the dailies this morning. We're joined by Mr. Oluwaseyi Adeyemo. He is publisher Inside Watch Africa. Thank you so much for joining
You're
us.
welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, and I feel good sitting with this beautiful lady.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice introduction.
Yes, of course.
Well, we have a few beautiful stories to look out for. We're going to start with the Daily Trust this morning, and it says here, Senate presidency, Akpabio, Yari scramble for PDP senators. I'm not sure if you've already come across the story this morning.
I mean, the story's been all over the place. Not this morning, because I had to get up very early to be here this morning. But the truth is, yes, and I've been discussing with friends. You see, one of the things I think we need to start to do in Nigeria is to be very upfront with gains. So the truth is, when you get to sit in such office, there are sort of, spoils around it, the goodies around the office and all of that. And people say, oh, but we thought it's meant to be for Nigerians and all of that. And I said, yes. What we need to develop is to find a way of demanding from those who occupy public office, how their performance, you must be able to judge, you must be able to say, okay, they've done well, they've contributed as we expect them to contribute. But when you shy away from the fact that public office naturally comes with its spoils, I think it's not the way to go. So yes, we've talked about hierarchy, we've talked about the fact that, we need to sort of zone this to a particular part of Nigeria and all of that. And some people say, oh no, it has to be, we must look at performance, we must look at the quality the person brings on board and all of that. But all of that, as far as I'm concerned, must be properly juggled in a way that everybody gets to see that, okay, this person gets this because it is to the benefit of all of us at the end of the day.
So it does seem to be a similar story, even on the cover of the Guardian. It says here, we're still talking Senate presidency negotiations, intense lobbying among contenders as NWC meets. What sort of strategy do you think is at play presently?
Okay, I mean, again, do you know that for the president, for instance, the president-elect to have gotten into office, certain people worked, certain people did a lot of things, and certain negotiations had gone in. And so it is time for people to say, okay, fine, because we worked, we did this, this is what we will do. And some people will have the kind of legitimacy other people would not have because they contributed more in terms of sticking out their neck, doing all the work, you know, rolling up their sleeve and all of that and all that. Yes. And some people have experience, they've been around there for a while, they've been able to prove themselves in the way they've done things. This is the time all of those things will come to play. There's relationship. Some people obviously have been there for a while and they've been able to build certain alliances, and that will come to play as well. So whether we like to know, anywhere in the world, all of these things are critical factors that people consider to have people. If you don't know anybody, it would not be safe for you to have them come work with you or put them in strategic or very sensitive position. It's logical all over the world. That's the way it plays. Even in America, where we have them as our mirror.
Okay, so let's talk about the Punch. Let's go through the front pages of the Punch newspaper. And here, making the headlines here, we see Tinubu's victory. Legal battle begins Monday as tribunal hears petitions. We also have APC expresses readiness, says it is aware of hearing dates, and PDP Atiku will emerge victorious. Legal team tells Nigerians. Let's quickly touch on this briefly, and then this particular story, which I would really like you to focus a little on, is the evacuated Nigerians stranded at the Egypt border, and what Bajabiamila, you know, ordering the probe on it. And yeah, let's hear first of the legal battle.
Okay, legal battle. I mean, it's obvious because I mean the only way to come to ask for any form of justice is through the legal way. So yes, we're all expecting that they'll go through that all. And I mean, both sides have said, oh, we're ready. We have all the necessary evidence to show that, okay, we won, you didn't win, and all of that. It's the natural thing. And I'm not surprised that everyone is coming forward, because at the end of the day, until judgment is given, everybody feels that, oh, I won. Oh, yes, you didn't win, and this is my reason. These are the reasons why I feel I've won. So, I mean, I'm very, very eager to sit back and watch how this will play out, and we're very sure that we have brilliant lawyers in Nigeria, and as people will say, this is their time to also show their own brilliance and how well they're able to do their job. So yes, I'm looking forward to the battle.
So quickly on the stranded Nigerians, there's been a lot of controversy that has trailed, you know, the student crisis and Nigerians being stranded at the border. Here it's saying evacuated Nigerians stranded at Egypt's border, and you know, we've heard stories, we've had reports from the Nigerians being stranded, and we've also heard from Abike Dabiri, who's, you know, in charge of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission. So can you quickly touch on this probe that Bajamia?
I think it's critical, and I think it's unfortunate that we do not understand that there's a connect between us wanting people to come and invest in Nigeria and being ready to welcome them or treat them well on the outside. You know, so you have Nigerians now stranded. I mean, most people from all over the world had reasons to be there. You had people working in British Council in Sudan, people working in BBC in Sudan, and a host of things. So, but at the end of the day, whenever the need to evacuate that people comes, they are very quick to do it. It is unfortunate that, again, we're dropping the ball. And you see, all this trading of blames and all that, for me, is not the thing we need to be doing. We need to try and find out where are we getting it wrong, because at the end of the day, whatever we do or how we treat our people, you know,
would have an effect on us.
Yes, you were talking about a story earlier. The reason why they would treat us the way they treat us is because they notice the way we treat ourselves.
Exactly.
You know, so if you go to Ghana and Ghanaians are looking at you in a particular way, they've read and seen stories and seen the way you have treated your people. If you are carry your people on the head and give them so much value.
Exactly, like what the Americans did, and then other countries.
You'll be cautious the way you treat them. I like to come before I know you want me to stop now. When you go to Yaba and you see my brother saying, "Oh, come and buy things," there's a way they grab at certain people and the way they grab at other people. It is the way you carry and present yourself that other people treat you.
I agree.
I was actually going to say carrying your people on top of your head, like the way you said. I was going to touch on this issue of passports. It's on the cover of The Nation. It says here, Senate probes passports renewal issuance delays. Now we've had reports back and forth about what could be the reason for the delays, from security concerns to the type of paper being used or how to get it back into the country safely. So what do you think the delay could be?
By now, we should have a printing press that can print security documents. I think it's even out of place for us to continue to print our international passport out of here.
Yeah.
And if we're going to do it, we must do it in a way that we don't even know about it. Because at the end of the day, why should everybody know about it? It's because there's a problem. Because these are very, very top secret and top security matters that should be kept like that, exclusive news for very exclusive people. But because everybody is going through the pain, if you want to do your renewal of passport right now, you know what you're going to go through. I've had people travel from Lagos to wherever, Ondo, and
because I was told Ondo, I was like, really?
I
remember even when I wanted to do a change of name some time back, I had to go all the way to Abuja. And I felt, it's really tedious on Nigerians. The average Nigerian is...
Yeah.
They can't afford it.
Yes.
Yeah. And you want to renew your passport and you have to fly all the way to Abuja to do... Why? So those are critical things that we need. I'm very, very hopeful that the new government that is coming, I'm one of those who believe that, we would see a couple of changes. And because these things are... For me, they should be walk in the park where we just tick those boxes, and because those are very vital and critical things, and they rub on the quality of our life at the end of the day.
Yes, well, Adamawa's story has been, everywhere. Everyone's been talking about it. We're getting a lot of reports, since the governorship election in Adamawa State. And here we have on the nation, Adamawa police quiz detain wreck. INEC officials. And here on the riders, we have Yunusa Ari gives self up as at Force headquarters, says, I have no regrets.
I think I should clap for the police because, again, would have cases like that and, you would just disappear. We would all say, oh, it will come, and he will never come. So the fact that they've arrested him or he gave himself up, it's good because it shows that whenever you do things wrongly, you would get reprimanded. And that would help to sort of serve as a deterrent to whoever want to do stuff like that going forward. So I'm excited that he's been arrested or he had given himself up. But bottom line is,
he's in police custody.
We have to say a big thank you to you for taking out time. Your schedule must be so hectic, but thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. It's always a pleasure to contribute that little bit.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. All right. He is the publisher inside Watch Africa, and it's great to have him on the couch with us. We'll take all your comments and contributions on social media. Use our hashtag Wakeupnigeria on TVC. Let's see what you think about the headlines.
Yes, and we're going to a quick break now, people. Wake Up Nigeria continues in a bit. Stay with us.
Welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. It's another beautiful day to find out what's happening right here, right now. And definitely, as you can see, I'm not the only one. I have standing right beside me, Taiwo Shonibari. I didn't forget. Taiwo Shonibari of Tea Cakes and Cocktails. And today, we're definitely going to be doing something around her alley. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine. Good morning, Nigeria.
Okay, so now, Taiwo is definitely it's her first time here, but she's definitely not new to the Wake Up Nigeria family and the TVC family. So definitely it's good to finally have you here. She had her time this morning. Okay, so tell me, what are we making today?
Okay, good morning, everyone. Today we are making chocolate coffee cake.
Okay.
So it's already baked.
All right.
So we're going to teach you how to cover it with whipped cream.
Okay.
And how to garnish it.
Okay.
So, and we also have our frozen mocktail here. We're going to teach you how to make a kiwi frozen mocktail as well.
Kiwi frozen mocktail. So now tell me, what are the ingredients we need for this particular recipe today, starting from the cake?
Okay, for our chocolate coffee cake, we'll need flour, we'll need sugar, we'll need salt, baking soda, buttermilk, our coffee flavor, cocoa powder, and chocolate flavor.
Amazing. Okay. It actually smells so nice already.
Thank you.
And of course, for our frozen kini daiquiri,
yes.
What do we need? What are the ingredients we need for that?
Okay, we'll need a kiwi puree. You need kiwi syrup. We need a dash of lemon. We need ice cube.
Okay.
And we shake.
And of course, we need kiwi fruit.
Yeah, we need kiwi fruits for garnishing,
right?
yeah.
So you were actually telling me earlier that there are 2 ways to make it, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
tell me both methods.
Okay, we have 2 ways. We have the frozen one and we have the liquid one.
Okay.
The frozen one is the one we blend. We blend all ingredients together. You can make use of the fresh fruits and you can make use of the processed one, which is the syrup, yes, and the puree.
The puree, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the other one is the shaking method?
Yeah, the shaking method. Yeah, you add all your ingredients with your ice cube here and you shake it.
Shake it.
Shake it very well. Shake it.
Shake it. Well, let me say this out there. She actually gave us the list of things we need to make this chocolate cake. So, of course, you know how chefs never give out their full recipe. So if you want to learn how to make the cake, you have to contact her personally for that. But she only tell us how to cover it today. All right?
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yes.
Amazing. Okay, so now let's see. Tell me how we're going to start with this one.
Okay, I'm going to unwrap this
Okay.
so we can cover it with our whipped cream.
Our whipped cream.
We have our whipped cream ready-made. Yes.
Ready-made, okay.
Yes.
But do you make whipped cream yourself?
Yes, yes, I'm the one that make it myself.
Oh, you made it yourself?
Yes, yeah.
Do you have, like, you sell it?
No, we have it in the supermarket. We have it liquid and we have it powdered.
Oh, nice.
So you can get the powdered or the liquid. Yeah, anyone
So I've
preferably.
always wanted to ask, why is whipped cream so expensive?
Yes, whipped cream is expensive because it's made up of.
It's made up of what, please? Is it made up of gold, raw gold?
No, it's not made up of gold.
Okay.
The ingredient itself is very, very
No,
expensive.
whipped cream, cooking
Yes,
cream.
ice cream, yes.
All the ice cream is even cheaper, safe.
No,
but
it's
once
not
you see that
cheaper.
whipped cream, ice cream is better.
It depends.
Okay, it's true. I think because we use that one for
depends.
enjoyment, that's why.
Yes,
I
yes.
think the idea of whipped cream being expensive because we actually have to make something out of it. So that's
So
how much
this
you
is
get.
our whipped cream.
Okay. Made from scratch.
Yes.
Amazing. Oh, nice.
So I'm going to remix it.
Okay. Mix it so we have that fluffy
Yes.
feel. Okay. So can you, Chris, run what we have in here?
Okay, this is our powdered whipped cream. I use the powdered one.
Okay.
So the process is your powdered whipped cream, very chilled water,
Oh, very
and the powdered milk. Inside your mixer, you pour everything there, and you increase your mixer
Yes.
to the high
To the highest
level, yeah, to
okay.
the highest, yes. And you whisk until you get the stiff part of it that is not watery.
That's
So
not
once it's
watery.
stiff, yes, it's ready.
Right. Can we use a blender if we don't have a mixer?
No, you can't use blender. You have to use cake mixer.
Cake mixer.
Yeah, with the whisk mouth.
Oh, okay.
We call it whisk mouth or balloon mouth.
Balloon mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. So how long have you been doing this for?
I've been baking while I was in primary school.
Are you serious? I hope economics things.
Trying.
Okay, amazing, amazing. But how's it been so far? I mean, I can guess because you've not had our time till today. So.
We bless God. It's been good. I love baking. I love baking. Though I didn't learn the cake from anybody.
Okay.
It's just a passion.
Oh, amazing.
So I took it seriously, and I have to brush up myself. We go for the new style method.
Yes. Keep updated.
Yes,
Because
yes.
cake is we have birthdays every
Yes,
single day,
yes,
weddings,
yes.
celebrations, and all that. And of course,
Yes.
we have a lot of cake vendors out there.
Yes.
So of course, to be at the top, what would you say is that thing that's kept you there?
Yeah. So God has been so good. I'm not only into baking of cake or wedding cake. I'm into dessert also.
Okay.
So whenever we're being called for events, so the same person can bake a wedding cake.
Yes.
The same person can say, I want dessert.
Yes.
The same person can say, I want cocktail.
Okay.
So generally, yes.
So everything
yes.
is working out now.
Yes.
Once you get the cake order, you tell them,
yes,
I do all these other
yes.
things. Amazing.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
yes.
so now what's the is there a particular technique on how to spread this?
Yes, so we're doing the dessert method. Yes, the way we serve it at the event. So I'm going to cover it, just the top.
Just the top.
Yes, just the top. And I'm going to slice it. I'm going to garnish it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I'm going to put syrup as well.
Okay, on it as well.
Yes, on it as well.
Okay, so after this, you're going to slice it, or you
Yes,
before
we're
you
going to
slice?
slice it.
You slice it first.
Yes.
Do we need to all these sets or anything, or we're good to go?
No, we're good to go.
We're good to go.
So I'm just going to garnish it. I'm going to add syrup, and I'm going to slice it and display it here.
Okay, so let's see the garnishing and how it goes. Whee! Is there a technique to this one too?
So I'm going to do something different.
Yeah. Oh, we're going all the way around. Looking good already.
Thank you.
All right. I mean, Chef T actually has a lot to do here today, and hopefully by the time we are back, she'll be done with the cake garnishing. Then we'll move to cocktails. Sorry, mocktails. Right. Right now we have an interesting conversation on the couch with MM.
It is said that communication is a key element in every relationship. If your relationship does not have communication, it's suffering. Well, on relationship right now, we will be discussing communication styles, must-haves for everyone. And Nene Ben Ekechuwo is a certified family life practitioner and integrated life coach specialized in mental wellness education. And she will be doing justice to the topic, communication styles. How are you doing this morning?
I'm well, MM, and it's good to see you.
It's good to
you
be
look
here.
radiant as well.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you. They said that, first off, let's establish what communication styles are, and let's also break down, the various styles that are important for every relationship to thrive.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So when it comes to communication, it's basically how you pass on information. And I would like to look at it from the aspect of neutral communication and affective communication.
Okay.
So sometimes when people speak and you find out they are very less expressive and unemotional, you have to check what is the environment this person has grown up with in, what is the upbringing, as well as the experiences they have had. So for instance, let's use something like an engagement, right? So for an engagement, you would expect some build-up, excitement. For some people, they would, get engaged and they don't want all the paparazzi. You can see that person is a little bit neutral. But for some people, they want the, pomps and pageantry and all of that excitement. That's more of an effective person.
Okay.
So you have to understand how I or the person wants to be, the significant other wants to be communicated to. So from the neutral, you find out the person just wants everything very calm, not so loud. Exactly. For the affective, you could also go back to their environment. You could also go back to their experiences. You could also go back to their upbringing. For some people, they have grown up. Take, for instance, a lot of, there's this perception that Africans are very affective. So you find yourself, maybe you run into an old schoolmate, they would scream, right? Oh, especially if it's someone that you had a relationship with. You scream and greet the person. But for some people, they just bow and, just, hi, like, nice to see you. Doesn't mean they're not excited to see you, but it is their own way of communicating to you. But when it comes to you receiving that communication, you have to look at, for instance, the non-verbal communication. Some people may not express that excitement, but you see from their expressions, their body language, that they're happy to see you. So if I'm communicating with you and you are expressive, then you would understand, that there's relationship between us here.
Now, how does a partner who has a problem trying to reach out or communicate effectively, because we have different modes of communication, right? Some are passive-aggressive, some are passive, some are aggressive, some are assertive, right? How do you identify which your partner is so that you are able to, for example, in a situation where there's conflicts, right? We have different conflict resolution styles, right? And communication is how to bridge that gap. So how do you identify where your partner stands? I mean, what style of communication your partner has, and how to, reach out to him, how to effectively communicate to him in a way that he or she would understand?
That's a very good question. So sometimes we look for things that we don't have in our partners. But after a while, those things begin to repel, right? So when it comes to communication, you have to be self-aware of what makes you bond or click with people. some people that are very quiet always admire people that they wish they could express themselves the way those people do. But after a while, that expression turns into talkativeness. So you have to be careful. What are those things that you were looking for in a person, and be sure that they are not basic, they are not shallow, beyond the looks, beyond what I see that is attracting me. Is it enough for to sustain us all through our relationship? So you have to look beyond, the basic attraction first.
Looking beyond the basic of attraction. Now let's talk about the aggressive kind of communication. If I am not, for example, if I am not the aggressive type, right? Let's say I am the assertive type, because there's a tendency for there to be that clash where I'm assertive, you're aggressive. There's this tendency to be a clash, right? So how do I properly manage, and, what do I need to deploy, in regards to communicating effectively so that it doesn't come off as, there's some pride underneath that assertion.
Yes.
You understand what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Yes, so that's why I initially broke it into neutral and affective. Because when you tell someone that you're aggressive, that's a reason to actually be defensive. So when you have someone that is aggressive, you have to understand the person is coming from somewhere. Some people are used to being shouted on when they have to communicate, and they say they are being passionate with their communication. So you have two wrongs can't make a right. So one person has to understand, validate his or her feeling. Some people might say, oh, when I hear people talk aloud, it triggers me. Some people say when I hear people talk too low, it triggers me. So find out. So I see you always passionate about how you talk. Do you know why or how you started doing that? Make the person conscious of how they talk. So it's beyond, basic conversations. It has to be ongoing. So that if it's something you have to moderate, you begin to say gradually. You always talk very passionately. Why is that? Person says, oh, you mean I shout? Let the person be the one to, say it, not you say, you shout too much. You're always talking. No, yeah.
And now, some people might feel it's disrespectful. Are you challenging me? Are you telling me that I talk loud?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So, how do we manage?
That's what I said.
Especially when ego comes into play, right? Because, for example, my husband would always say, you approach, right? When you're up, you have to come, soft. You have to deploy some level of emotional intelligence when approaching, certain situations, especially, the origin, of course, also depends on your partner.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. This has been a very insightful conversation. I'm sure someone watching right now has learned the different communication styles and how to effectively communicate to your partner. Identify what your style is and know how to, manage and communicate to him. Thank you so much, Nene.
You're
We'll do this
welcome.
again next week.
All right. See you again.
All right, we have to go now. That's the top of the hour, people. Wake Up Nigeria continues in just a bit. Don't go anywhere. Yes, you asked for it, and it's our job to serve you. Welcome to the second level, less than 45 minutes of the exclusive Wonder Women edition.
It's definitely time for the beautiful women of Wake Up Nigeria to take charge and have a special connection with the viewers. We're definitely blessed with love, beauty, and all the brain.
Yes, we are. And I love what's happening in the kitchen. That chef came prepared.
Yes, so. Some
us-
sweet treats going down right here. Chef Taiwo has been putting together something sweet with Winfrey, but there's something extra. You're making a mocktail.
Yeah.
What's this mocktail called?
Okay, it's called Kiwi Fuse.
Kiwi Fuse. What do we need for Kiwi Fuse?
Okay, we need our frozen kiwi.
Okay.
You can use the fresh one,
Okay.
or you can use the processed one, which is the puree. And we have the syrup,
Okay.
and we have a dash of lemon
All right.
with our ice cube inside our shaker.
Yes, so I can't wait to see the shaking. So what goes first? Can I do it?
The ice cube goes first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then what's next?
So the puree goes first.
How much? All of it? All
No,
of it?
no, just a
Just a
little.
little?
Yeah.
Tell me when to stop. Is that enough?
It's okay.
That's enough?
Yeah.
Woo! What goes next?
The syrup.
Syrup.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a bar. Okay, tell me when
It's
to
okay?
stop. That's enough?
Yeah.
Then what goes next?
The lemon.
Lemon juice.
Yeah.
Ooh, can I
It's
put
okay.
all?
No.
That's enough?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do I do next?
So we're going to shake.
Yeah, so I'm going to show you my shaking skills. Before I go pour my dress.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got
this is
it.
a Nigerian woman shaking. All right. So where do we pour this now?
Pour it in a glassware.
Oh. Yeah, baby. Oh, that looks good. So, ladies, you guys.
Garnish it.
You want to garnish it, have you?
Yeah.
Put. All right, ladies, you can continue with your introduction now. Bye-bye.
That's some mixology going on right there. in
Susie,
the
I'll remind you, it's
kitchen.
still around like 7 a.m. in the morning, just so you know.
Drinking this at this time.
All right. Yes, my name is Emile Koche. You can watch the show live on GOTV, and you can also find us at Channel 16 and UHF Channel 49.
And I am Winfrey Agbodeshe. You can definitely stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Definitely, we have an app for you as well. If you haven't downloaded it, I wonder what you're doing.
Tell them more. I don't know.
iOS and
Android store.
Android and App Store. Gotta download it.
All right, let's tell them what's left for the show.
Courtesy of Halima, we have Onarin Day of Ewa Hair. She's here with her special DIY for us here this morning. Stick around for that one.
Right after that, we have a musical performance from Monet B. Faith. She's professionally known as Lady Echo, and she'll be echoing some sweet melodies into our ears later on.
And finally, joining us on the couch for a very interesting chat, we have two filmmakers. We have Tunde Lawal, who is an art director with a work experience spanning over 10 years, and Nwa Ohiri Uche Chukwu. He definitely is a production designer, art director, and storyboard artist who transitioned into filmmaking upon completion of studying architecture in the university. They definitely are both going to be here telling us about their works and projects in the film industry.
Welcome back. Now, we've brought back the DIY segment by popular demand, especially on Wednesdays when the ladies are around. There's some tips and tricks that Oyin Onoride is here to show us once again. Welcome back.
Thank you, Titi.
All right.
Glad to be back.
How is Ewa Beauty Store doing? How's it going?
Yes, we are doing great. You know, we are advancing very greatly and we are taking it step by step.
All right.
And it's been very interesting.
Fantastic. So you have something to show us today. What are we making exactly?
Okay, we're going to be making vapor rub ointment. So this recipe is actually very beneficial, especially during the raining season.
Okay.
You know, the weather is cold these days, so I feel like it's something that I need to share. I've tried this recipe over the years. I've tried it on myself.
And it works?
It works.
Okay.
Right.
Let's talk ingredients now. What do we need to make our own vapor rub at home? Because I know a lot of people just go to the store or
Right.
you know, the pharmacy to get theirs, and things are getting expensive. So let's see how we can make our own. Ingredient number one.
So we need, you know, just like basic ingredients, and these are things that you can find in the grocery store. And we need cocoa butter.
Cocoa
We need-
butter.
Yes. We need
In the
cocoa
raw
butter.
form.
Yes, in the it's refined.
Okay.
Yes.
All
So
right.
this is cocoa butter.
It looks a little like shea butter, funny enough.
Yes, it does. And this is coconut oil, and this is a cold pressed coconut oil. And you could use, you know, the other white coconut oil if that's what you have available. And
Okay.
we'll be using olive oil. As
So
one of
this
our
is,
ingredients.
you know, they say there's extra virgin, there's all sorts of types of olive oil now. So this
Okay.
is unrefined.
Unrefined olive oil.
Okay, fantastic.
So, and you could use extra virgin olive oil, you know, if that's what you can handle, you could have, you know, at the comfort of your home. And then we're going to be needing essential oils.
Okay.
We're going to be doing tea tree essential oil.
Okay,
We'll be doing eucalyptus essential oil.
okay.
And we'll be doing peppermint essential oil. And lemon essential oil.
That's a lot of oils to mix together.
Yes, yes.
But I guess the measurements are very
Yes,
tiny.
yes.
So let's begin.
All right.
We have a measuring spoon here.
Yes.
What's the first ingredient we need to use?
We need to start, we're going to be having 2 phases for this recipe. We're going to be having phase 1 and phase 2.
Okay.
So we're going to be doing the oil, we're going to be having the oil phase, and we're going to be having the cold phase.
Okay.
So now we're going to start off with the oils by mixing up with the oils, and then we add the essential oils when we are done mixing.
Okay, so
the
this
oils.
is where we're mixing them.
Yes.
All right, so which item are we using first?
Okay, so we're going to be pouring our cocoa butter.
So how much cocoa butter do I need?
You're going to use this spoon.
Okay.
Yes, so we will need 1 tablespoon of our cocoa butter.
Okay, 1 tablespoon. Uh-oh. It's a bit cold, I think, because of the air conditioning in here.
Right.
So let me just put in 1 tablespoon of cocoa butter.
Yes.
Oh,
That's fine.
okay, I think that's enough.
Yes, so,
1 tablespoon.
and we'll be doing our soy wax from, this is a plant extract from soy beans.
Okay.
So we'll be doing 1 tablespoon of our soy wax.
Okay. So these are basically the drier ingredients for now.
Yes, these are dry ingredients. So we're going to melt them.
Okay.
We'll melt all these oils and waxes together.
So 1 tablespoon soy wax, 1 tablespoon cocoa
Then
butter.
we will do 1 tablespoon of our coconut oil.
Okay. 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, right there. So the measurements, how important are they exactly?
You know, we need to have, as a cosmetic formulator, you need to know the kind of measurements and how you should apply them on your ingredients so you don't go overboard. These are things that I've tried, I've done a lot of research on,
Okay.
and this measurements actually works.
So we have 1 tablespoon cocoa butter, 1 tablespoon
Of our olive oil.
Soy wax, then coconut oil. Now the olive oil goes in.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have 1 tablespoon. So,
All right.
and that's all for the oil. So
what's next?
It's time to melt.
Oh, melt. So how
Yes.
do we melt this?
So we're going to use, you know, based on what we have available here. So we're just going to do it. We're going to place this on a hot water.
Okay. So we have some pre-boiled water here.
Right.
It's still quite hot, going straight into the bowl. But you could use a microwave, right? Could you use a microwave?
No, it's better to use hot water because we don't want, the microwave is not a safe way to melt your oils.
Okay.
So it's better to do it on a hot water.
Okay, so that you can see what we're doing here, we've basically put the bowl into the hot water and
Right.
it's floating on the hot water.
Right.
At this point, what I can see here is that the waxes and the oils are melting. But can we speed it up? How do we speed it up? Should we use a spoon or a mixing
Yes,
stick
you use a
or something?
spoon to, you know,
Okay.
you could stir.
Stir and
And,
it'll
you
get
know,
a little bit faster. But
a little bit
tentatively, how long should this take? Not too long.
Well, not so long. You know, oils melt very fast. So, you know, right now we don't have a thermometer right here. So, but we could just, you know, watch it, and once it's fully melted, and we take it off from the hot water.
Okay, so it's actually combining quite well. I'm not sure how much you can see, but in the glass bowl here, the hot water is penetrating the glass and it's melting the wax and the oils, and they seem to be blending together. Let's talk about these essential oils now.
Right.
These essential oils, so we have eucalyptus oil, we have, which one is this one?
There's lemon essential oil.
Lemon and peppermint. How many drops of these do we need?
We're gonna wait for the oils to melt before we add them, because the heat from the oil could affect the ingredients, because we don't want to lose the
Fantastic.
potency of.
So let's do the calculation into the spoon directly
Okay.
then. So how many?
We'll do 10 drops.
10 drops?
Yes.
That's a lot though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
10.
10. Okay.
And
That's
we do-
peppermint oil.
Yes. Then we do 10 drops
10 drops
of her
of eucalyptus oil. 10. Okay. Okay.
And
That's
then we'll
approximately
do 10
10.
drops of our lemon oil.
Lemon oil. So we let this cool a little, then we add this. What's the next thing we do after that?
And then we had 10 drops of our tea tree oil.
Fantastic. So I know that we're going to put the end product in here. We'll probably be able to show this to you at the end of the show when it cools down. But should we put this in the fridge? I'm just asking.
No.
No? No fridge?
You mean the horse?
Yes, after.
Yes, we could, just let it cool down. If we could put it in the fridge to cool down a little bit.
We will continue with this. We'd love to know what you think about everything we're doing right here. But please stay close to your TV. We'll be back after the break.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. Finally joining us on the couch for a chat, we have two filmmakers. Tunde Lawal, who is an art director with a work experience spanning over 10 years.
And Nwari Uchechukwu, he's a production designer, art director, storyboard artist, and so much more. He transitioned into filmmaking when he completed studying architecture. Oh, interesting. So he's marrying the two in his field, and they both worked on various projects. They're going to be talking to us about some of their work. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
first, I need to say congratulations on your nominations for
Thank
DJ. You have been nominated for best art director nominee category. Sorry,
Yes.
for the AMVCA.
Yes.
Congratulations,
Yes,
and that's for
thank you very
DJ.
much.
Your project
Yes.
you did together with DJ.
Yes, thank you very
Great. I watched DJ. I saw it from the beginning to the end.
Are you serious?
And I think it was fantastic.
Thank you.
You could see that a lot of work went in from the storyline to the directing, to the special effects. Everything was beautifully done. So I'd say well done.
Thank you.
And that brings to my first question. What does it take to be an art director? What is the role of an art director in a movie?
Okay. I think let me take this one.
Yes.
So the art director is I would say the architect of the film world. The art director creates the film world. And the roles are, initially, there was just the art director. And then, a while earlier, there was the need to coin a different role, which was what brought to life production design. Because the scope of work on the film at the time was so large and vast, it didn't seem appropriate anymore to attribute the role of the art director, to that person who was in charge of creating that film world, because it was very vast. And so that's what gave birth to the term production design. So the production designer is the creator of the world, and he or she works with the art director, who is the design manager, on any film or television set.
In the end, you're basically like the person that puts together the world the actors go into, and give the actors the perspective they need to perform those roles,
Making the stories believable.
Yes. So when it comes to building these sets, I'm going to come to you now. Building these sets and putting these things together, what are the most key elements that you believe make the best movies?
Like Uche has rightly said here, the responsibility of the art director is to bring to reality the vision that the production designer has created. And I think this is the primary objective, and then the primary material that we use to create the structures in terms of the spatial components that we require for the actors, to come into. These things come directly from the design that has been created by the production designer, goes through the concept artist, and then each set or space is designed in relation to what the storyline, has allocated for that space, depending on the character, the direction of the story, what we expect from the characters, and then a whole lot of that goes.
Now let's talk about. Well, there are two things, right, that came to mind. First is location. Then some of the challenges that you experience in finding the right location. So, for example, with DJ, there was the beach scene.
Oh yes.
Let's talk about the challenges that you experienced, finding that location and getting to work on that set.
Using DJ as a case point, we were very fortunate to work with a wonderful location manager. We had the opportunity to visit a couple of beach houses, and then we came upon. We actually saw a beach house that we felt could tell our story much, better, but we had a few
Logistic.
a few continuous, so we had to go with another location. However, in line with art direction and then working with Uche here, we were able to convert the second beach house into what was ideal for what we wanted it to be. And then we had, of course, challenges of sound, the waves crashing,
Exactly.
and all of that. But we had to weave it into the story somehow. And then we also had we were fortunate to work with very good sound designers as well. And then we were able to make everything work all together.
So now, I know that we have an architect among us, but I'm just thinking, you actually have to create actual structural plan drawings. It feels like movie making has come so far. It's done a hop, skip, and jump forward. But then again, there is still quite a lot of competition. So what do you think makes your work stand out?
Well, so what I'll say first of all is that, for DJ, what was, enjoyable about DJ was the fact that we got to do it the proper way, We got to build sets.
And that's because you had the right amount of resources.
Yes.
Very important, yes.
It is very important, really, because, filmmaking is not a cheap venture in any way, But, I'm happy about the fact that we're able to do that. And we were able to actually control our environment because the most successful films are the ones where, we were in control, and that's what we, set out to do with DJ. So for about 75% of the sets that you saw on TV, they were all built from scratch, So for the beach house, the advantage that beach house had over the other one was the fact that we had more control, of the establishment, the structure and all that. And we were able to do what we needed to do without restrictions, without, and all that. And that's what, gave us the opportunity to express ourselves as designers.
Yeah, darling, let's talk about the police station, for example, right?
Yes.
I want to take me on a journey through the process from the conceptualization, having to know, okay, this is what to put on the walls, this is how this prop should be here, the chairs, the tables, all of it, everything that went into that police station scene, because it looked so real. I thought you actually used like an actual police station, and now you're telling me that you guys actually set it up from the scratch, and I'm
yes, we did.
Talk me through that,
we did.
process.
So one of the things we did when we got the project, I had a conversation with the executive producer, James, and, I said to him that we would like to build a station that, was aspirational. And, this is our opportunity to say things, say good things about who we are.
About who we are.
Yeah.
So I believe that it was an opportunity to do that. But we still had to do that within the parameters of what was believable. So what we said was this could be an interagency office. So it could be an office like, the ICPC or the EFCC or something where you had police officers,
Intelligence officers
yes, intelligence
as well,
officers and all that. So that would justify the upliftment. But at the same time, we needed it to be lived in, to be functional, to, And so, I have a few friends who are, police officers, and I was able to speak with them.
I want to talk a bit about the nomination and how it felt when you
got nominated.
The word. Tunde, you have to talk to us about that. What was your instant reaction when you heard about the nomination?
Well, it was first of all, I was in a state of disbelief.
Why?
For a while. Because I didn't expect, I honestly didn't expect the nomination, but I was on a visit to my brother-in-law's place, and the award nomination came up, and then I was watching, and then I saw, oh, okay, they nominated DJ for, we were also nominated for about seven different
nominations.
So the first one I saw was for the cinematographer, and I was like, oh yeah, we did a good job with that.
Yes, you did.
And then the awards, the program kept on progressing, and then I saw for the
Art
art
director.
department, art director nomination list, and they brought up a couple of other projects, and I was like, well, yeah, these guys. I have a lot of friends in the nominee list as well, so I was really happy for them with getting the nod. And then I saw our names up on TV, and I called Uche, and I was, oh, Uche, did you see that? I said, oh yeah, he's seen that. It was glad. I was glad.
You know,
It was a happy feeling.
it's quite laudable that we are in a time where there's an award show that appreciates, not just the actors now, not just the people that we see in front of the screen, but people who work behind the scenes, the production crew, because they are the ones who actually make that magic happen.
Yeah.
Without you guys, we are nothing, to be honest, because you guys make or do all the work.
Well, I
So
mean,
she's saying we because she's an actress as well. So your next set of movies, if you have any sway, just remember MM.
Thank you so much for blowing
I'm
my
going to
heart.
say your
The tits in my hand. Thank you so much. Thank you.
But really well done, guys.
Thank you so much.
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
And I hope you get that award.
Yes.
Yes.
Please,
so
when you get it, come back and show us.
Most definitely.
Yeah,
Please do.
please.
Most
All right,
definitely.
and shout out to James Omokwe, who is amazing
Yeah.
with his entire team.
Yeah.
All right then, guys. We have something sweet in the kitchen, and Winfrey has been supervising
So please, let's head over to
our
the kitchen.
chef. Please
Okay.
come along. Now we're in the kitchen. Sorry, Winnie, before you talk about these sweet treats, I just wanted to say our DIY from earlier. We've done the mix, and this is how it looks when it cools down and solidifies.
Oh, nice.
This is some homemade mentholated, well, basically mentholated rub for your colds. And that's if, for instance, you've been, sniffling. This might be something for you.
Nice.
Great.
Nice.
Okay, welcome into the kitchen.
Thank you.
I have with me Chef Taiwo, mixologist and cake artist. Actually, she has put together this amazing treat just for you. So we may tell us, Chef, what do we have here?
Okay, this is a chocolate coffee cake garnished with chocolate and wild rivers.
Okay, so please have a taste, and you have the mocktails.
Yeah.
Kiwi.
Yes.
Kiwi. It's a kiwi drink. So please
All right.
enjoy.
So this was all made here.
Yes,
Here
right here on the
on
show.
set.
So I'd like to know what you guys think about it. You could tell that Uche is not a sweet tooth.
yeah, they say at my age we should.
Wow.
Take it easy. Oh, okay. Okay, so what do you
with
think?
sweets. But I like chocolate.
All right. And Tunde?
Thank you so
Like it.
much.
Okay. We have to go now. Thank you so much. Thank you, gents, for being here today. And
so
to
much.
all our guests, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. And it's a wrap on the show.
Yeah, 7
See you
a.m.
tomorrow.
Y'all. Bye.